Governor Romney, I'm a New York City parent and a member of a school board elected here in New York City. You talk a lot about choice, but charter schools represent only 4% of the schools, at least here in New York. Vouchers don't really fill the bill. For New York City parents, at least, and urban parents, choice means improving all of our public schools, because otherwise you're nibbling at the edges, or we'll be spending the next 100 years fixing it. How do you create choice through our public school system? What do we need to do? How would you do that? How would you change our school system so that we have choice through our public schools for everyone, and not just for the small minority who may be going to charter schools or through vouchers or to private schools?
Well, first of all, I note that each state, and actually each district in each state, has a different experience. In my state, we had much more ample opportunity for choice, in part because of the number of Catholic schools we had, as well as the number of charter schools we had. But we also could allow students to go to other public schools. They had the capacity not just to stay within the school of their district, but to go beyond. I understand in the case of Florida that their school choice program allows students not just to go to charter schools, but also to other public schools of their choice. And they provide students the capacity to make that selection. And I think that I can't tell you what can be done here in New York City, but I can tell you that I think it helps a young person to know that they have the ability to make a school choice that they think is consistent with their education needs, and that if you don't have any charter schools, that's going to mean choice of different public schools. But fundamentally, choice is one of the ingredients of improving our schools, but the key is really the teachers in the schools we already have, and rewarding the very best and brightest, attracting the very best into the teaching profession, treating them like the professionals they are, giving them the support that they need to have, and in some cases recognizing that the interest of the teachers union may not be entirely coincident with the interest of the students. I think we have to put our kids and the teachers and the parents first, and the teachers union behind. I mean, I don't know whether Waiting for Superman was an accurate reflection of some of the issues in the New York City schools, but if it was very troubling.
I could just say one thing. In New York City, the parents here support the union to protect our kids 3-1 over the mayor and the chancellor. That's a recent poll. So to say that the unions are holding back our kids, as a parent, and as parents in polls said the opposite. They believe that actually the unions are fighting for our kids, and that a lot of the reform has been holding back our kids and against our kids. And that this is not me. This is coming from a poll of parents.
I don't believe it for a minute. I don't believe it for a minute. I know something about polls. And I know you can ask questions to get any answer you want. And I do know this, that having looked at schools, I know that the teachers union has a responsibility to care for the interests of the teachers. And the head of the National Teachers Union said at one point, we don't care about kids, we care about the teachers. That's their right. But the people who are on the school boards and the parents, they're the people who have the primary interest in the kids. And by the way, there may be some politicians that don't get it right, but I believe that you have to recognize that a union has a different constituency than the parents have, and the people who are elected to represent the kids. Whether they're doing a good job or not, I don't know, but I can tell you this. Jeb Bush stood up to the teachers unions in Florida, and that made a difference. And I also believe that Arne Duncan, by standing up for the kids, has made a difference. I believe that we simply can't have a setting where the teachers unions are able to contribute tens of millions of dollars to the campaigns of politicians, and then those politicians, when elected, stand across from them at the bargaining table, supposedly to represent the interest of the kids. I think it's a mistake. I think we got to get the money out of the teachers unions going into campaigns. It's the wrong way for us to go. We got to separate that.